Surat Adariyat, chapter of those scatter. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate, the coming of judgment. By those that scatter, and those that bear burdens, and those that run lightly, and those that distribute, verily what ye are promised is true, and verily the judgment is about to fall. By the heaven and its paths, lo, ye say different things, and some about it are involved in lies. Perish the conjecturers, who in deep waters drowse, asking, when is the day of judgment? On a day when the fire they shall be tried. Taste your trial. This is what ye were in hurry for. Lo, the pious are amongst gardens and fountains, receiving what their Lord hath bestowed upon them. For before they had been well-doers, little of the night did they usually slumber, and in the mornings they asked forgiveness, and from their wealth was a share assigned to the beggar and the outcasts. In the earth are signs for those who are convinced, and in yourselves will ye not then clearly see, and in the heavens is your provision, and what ye are promised by the Lord of the heaven and the earth. It is surely true as that ye are able to speak. Has there come to thee the story of Abraham entertaining the honored guests, when they came in to him and said peace? He replied, peace, people unknown. Then he went aside to his household and brought a calf fat and offered it to them, and said, will ye not eat? And he conceived a dread of them, but they said, fear not, and congratulated him on a youth prudent. Then came forward his wife, clamoring, and beat her face, and said, an old and barren woman. They said, so hath thy Lord said, verily he is the wise, the knowing. He said, what have ye to say, O envoys? They replied, we have been sent to a people who are sinners, that we may let loose upon them stones of clay, marked by thy Lord, for the extravagant. So we brought out those in who were believers, but we only found in it a household of the Muslimin. I don't know whether it's Muslimin or Muslimun in the verse. And we left in it a sign for those who fear the punishment painful, and also in Moses, when we sent him to Pharaoh with authorization clear, but with his court he turned away and said, a magician or a madman. So we took and cast him and his host in the sea, he being blameworthy. And also in Ad, when we sent upon them the wind, the barren, which left nothing upon which it came, without having made it like decayed matter. And also in Thamud, when it was said to them, enjoy life for a time, but they disdained the affair of their Lord, and the thunderbolt took them even as they looked, and they were not able to stand, nor found any help. And also the people of Noah, formerly, lo, they were people reprobate. The heaven, we have built it with hands, verily we were making it wide, and the earth we have spread it out, and good were the smoothers, and of everything we have created pairs, mayhap ye will be mindful, so flee to Allah, lo, I come from him to you as a warner clear, and set not along with Allah another God, lo, I come from him to you as a warner. Thus there came not to those before them any messenger, but they have said, a magician or a madman. Have they bequeathed it to each other? Nay, they are a proud, transgressing people. Turn from them then, thou art not to be blamed, but remind, for the reminder will benefit the believers. I have not created jinn and men, but that they may serve me. I desire not any provision from them, nor do I desire that they should feed me. Verily Allah is the provider, the possessor of strength, the firm. For those who have done wrong is a portion like the portion of their fellows. Let them not hurry me. So woe to those who have disbelieved because of their day which they are promised. Now, that chapter I always mention how, verse 50, verse 56 is the purpose of life, or the purpose of existence of the clay beings and the fire beings. well, the clay beings with the choice, right? Those who are in human bodies. When it says men, we're not going gender neutral here. And then there's why. Well, God doesn't have need, you know. So that's what we're ultimately serving, something that doesn't have any of these needs. And then there's, of course, the response in verse 58. And we're warned against these people that say, it's all one, equally good, equally true, non-duality. Well, we live in duality, thank you very much. And so these different opinions, these different actions, they matter, they're different. And we're warned against being one of these speculators. Fine, theorize, actually theorize, but don't just make up stuff like, well, it could possibly be true. I don't have any evidence. I'm not interpreting the evidence. I'm just saying, well, here's an idea that I think could be true. That's not theorizing. Theorizing is working with the evidence to make a conclusion. Not trying to fill in the blanks when we don't know.